It's over, mammals. You cannot defeat us. We know. But that can. How can Shi Huang escape getting assassinated? Hey you, Serbian kid. Wanna become a janissary? Your country invents the steam engine 100 years before everyone else. The inventor only used it to spin kebabs. War is hell. War is hell. Nostalgic person. I wish we could go back to the good old days. Literally every historian. Heaviest Japanese tank. Lightest enforceman. Establishing dictatorships. Destroying dictatorships. The United States. If Germany hadn't invaded other countries, the other countries would have ignored the Jew concentration camps. Norway will never give in to the Nazis. I would sooner go into exile than surrender, and would abdicate rather than recognize Quisling as Prime Minister. Collaborating with the Nazis was necessary. Britain asks Iceland to join the Allies. Iceland refuses. Britain invades Iceland. How dare you? Basque people visiting Iceland after 1615. A law which allows Icelandic people to legally kill any Basques on sight. NATO was created in 1949 to counter the influence of the USSR. The USSR asking to join NATO in 1954. Me explaining the brutal reality of World War I combat. The girl at the party, who's only in the bathroom with me because I have cocaine. Britain in British history. Britain in everyone else's history. I'll be beheaded tomorrow. Can you help me with my last experiment? I need you to measure how long I can keep blinking with my head chopped off. Sure, buddy, you can count on me. France calculating how much Germany should pay for the World War I war reparations. Wrong uniform, so opinion dismiss. Into the grave you will be. That's so unfair. We fought for France. Who would win? One of the greatest war strategic of all time. The master of trolling. Overthrow the Iranian government. Cause a genocide in Guatemala. Overthrow a democratically elected government in Chile. Why does everyone hate the CIA? Adam, it's 4 PM. Time to eat the forbidden fruit and doom the whole humanity to a life of struggles, pain and toil. Yes, talking rib. When you're a teacher in 1950 and see a student picking up the pen with left hand. Hi kid, do you like violence? President Kennedy, do you know how to put men on the moon yet? NASA, no. President Kennedy, be a lot cooler if you did. It's not a war crime if the victims were. When you tell someone you're into history and they won't shut up about panzers and Wunderwaffen. 17-year-olds in 1945 thinking that they won't have to go to war. The same guy 5 years later in Korea. Mommy, why is the sky orange? I don't know honey, let's get back home. Let a serial rapist in charge of NKVD. Stalin. I sleep. He's alone with your daughter. Stalin. Real shit. Never ask a woman her age. A man. His salary. King Charles's favorite feminine hygiene product. Muhammad searching for another wife. 6-year-old Aisha. Advanced civilization with great architectural no. It was made by aliens. Romans loses 40,000 human lives. You win some, you lose some. Romans loses eagle-shaped lump of gold. Worst day of my life. How may I get faith in Christ? I see. Spends 14 years writing an amateur translation of the Bible into the Massachusetts language. Pirates in fiction. I'm gonna steal all your money then eat you alive. No, you are a maniac. Pirates in reality. Regarding the economic crisis we are facing, I have no other choice but to rob you. Don't worry, I won't hurt you. I'm not a savage. No problem, I know there's nothing personal there. Everyone, the Emu War was the most pointless war in history. Caligula. Ancient cults when the sun shines through their cool rock pile and a pig is ready for slaughter. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. Romans in pop culture. Nothing wrong with lead. Totally safe. Romans in reality. Lead is poisonous, and we should warn people. I will write a poem about it. To Mexico. From Germany. Hey, wanna team up and beat up America? Let's destroy the pagan pyramids. Right away. 8 months later. We are still not done. Hey, screw it. They don't know I'm emperor of the Romans. I'm gonna get close to this group of humans. What's the worst that can happen? Thousands of years later. America, after bombing your country for electing a leader they didn't like and installing a puppet regime. What can I say except you're welcome? Stop giving me your toughest battles. It is literally your job. Give me harder battles. What the duck? Medieval art be like. The mixed race militia about to take on the white supremacist paramilitary, the White League, in the 1874 Battle of Liberty Place in New Orleans. Ex-Confederate general and recovering traitor James Longstreet leading them into battle. Some random local that served under him in the Civil War. Ernest Hemingway in World War II. Where are the Nazis? So I can kill them. So they left a long time ago. In that case I'll have 51 dry martinis. The Mediterranean, 1801. Barbary. Barbary pirates. Not me, Buster. I ain't bitch made. Julius Caesar. Genghis Khan. Me. Which one is the greatest conqueror after Alexander the Great's era? Can't believe I got an infection in that river. Guess I'll die soon. I shall soon join you, my love. We shall weigh your heart against this feather. If it's heavier, then you will be eaten by a demon. Hey, buddy. Eyes up here. No. Oversee the works at the Sistine Chapel. Complain to Pope that Michelangelo is painting willies again. My face is added to the fresco's Manus with a snake eating my dick. Pope can't get it removed because he has no jurisdiction over hell. Make a trading card game lampooning conspiracy theories. Use actual conspiracy theories as source material. The FBI raids your offices. The FBI raids your offices. Your game becomes legendary for revealing the truth. 60-year-old military rifle in my head. 60-year-old military rifle in reality. When you send the Sassanids 11,000 pounds of gold for an eternal peace, but they attack you while you're invading Italy, this has been the worst trade deal in the history of trade deals, maybe ever. Fools with a time machine. Me with a time machine. For the love of God, eat the ducking lipota. Western culture nowadays. Did you know that many Roman emperors like Septimius Severus were African, so they were black? Not sure about that. Racist. Septimius Severus 1800 years ago. Why are you black? I'm from Africa, sir. I'm from Africa too, and I haven't never seen anyone like you. This is a bad omen. You like imperialism, don't you, America? The crew of a Soviet destroyer watching from front row seats as the US Navy disembowels the Iranian Navy during Operation Praying Mantis in 1988. Struggling Americans having to make clothes out of food sacks during the Great Depression. Food sack companies making the food sacks more colorful. Finding out you're adopted. Why didn't you tell me? We were scared. Finding out you were adopted during Franco's reign. Who are my real parents? Please tell me. I can't believe Caesar is really taking us to Britain. Who knows what kind of loot we'll find. Probably tons of golden temples ready to be plundered. Do you guys even practice agriculture? Strange looking blokes, ain't they? Hope they stay away from our rock pile. Most people with a time machine. Take this, you Nazi scum. Shay said. Me with a time machine. Die worthless Babylonian. Jesters in fiction. Please stop making fun of me. I only wish to be freed from this living nightmare. Just as in reality, I'm fed, clothed, well paid. I can insult the king without consequences, and I'm in some cases among his most important advisors. Nazis. People who like Vikings. People who like the Roman Empire. You make us ashamed to be ourselves. Royal Navy. Quality trained crew will bring us victory. French Navy. Stronger hulls will keep us in the fight longer. Spanish Navy. Mucho cannons is mucho damage. Romans and their dogs. Welcome to your new family. 15 years later, I'm in tears while carrying you to your last resting place. The 30th of September 1999. Honey, I'm off to work. See you tonight. Get home in time today. I'm cooking something special. Nazi officers who supposedly killed themselves seeing each other in Argentina. Man, May 18th 1980, and what a gorgeous day. I sure am glad I woke up at the crack of dawn to hike up the summit. General de Gaulle, you're just a cheap ducking knockoff. General Gerard, oh no, I'm the upgrade. Who would win? A political and cultural system based entirely on the dominance of heavy cavalry, 100 pointy boys plus a drum. The Allies marching into Paris, Napoleon defeating them 4 times in 6 days. Damn it, I hate being on the front. I wish I could be in one of these forts where nothing bad can happen. Meanwhile in Fort de Vaux, I'm so thirsty that I'm licking the moisture on our walls to survive. 1. Be an educated Bengali Muslim in West Bengal in 1830. 2. Make peasants aware of the oppression from landowners in cooperation with the British authorities. 3. Rise up against the landowners and establish a rule over the region. 4. Build a giant bamboo fort and wait for the British to arrive. What we think people from the 14th century would be mind blown by. What they'd really be mind blown by. McManus on his way to becoming an ace. Only 2 more Huns to go, lads. When he sees what's inside the plane he shot down, there is no salvation for me. When you are one of the most progressive ancient civilizations, but a slave state of pedophiles fought a suicidal battle against you, and now you're remembered as the bad guys. When you got to go to war, but your mom tells you to take your brother too, so I should die with my brother? Japanese military during World War II forces thousands of women into being comfort girls for troop morale. The US. Point of view, you survived the Paraguayan War. First Japanese embassy to Europe 1582. You guys can touch my robes. Thank you. Philip 2 kisses him on the cheeks. Oh thank you. Arrives back in Japan 1590. The Europeans weren't savages and I think we should become Christian. No, you are all exiles now. What everyone thinks Vikings looked like. How Vikings actually looked like. Parties. Japan. Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department. Yakuza. Taiwanese mob. Number. 400 plus police officers. 120 plus Yakuza gangs. 100 plus mobs. Yakuza. Police. The Germans. Stalin's son. Stalin. Do you have any better hostages? The ancestors you're most proud of. The ancestors I'm most proud of. The Jews. You have freed us. Cyrus the Great. Oh, I guess I did, yeah. Enjoy your freedom, or whatever. That moment when you have to explain, you don't have the money for welfare or housing for the homeless, but do have the money for a $2 trillion war on the other side of the planet. You have no idea how angry I'm right now at you. I'm sorry, my king. Please don't hurt me. Don't worry, I forgive you. Really? Yes, and I will give you this nice elephant. Thank you, my king. Imagine being a farmer being dragged to war for 5 months, and then you see a mother ducker wearing this shit charging towards you. Ruining the ancient culture by destroying pagan temples and statues. Saving the ancient culture by translating and preserving the work of pagan writers and philosophers. Fub. This one's looking at both of us at the same time. Christian church. Chattering. Death coming to take Sisyphus. I will bind you with my chains. Could I hold the chains first? Sure my man. This war is hell. If only it was like the wars of the past where it was only about honor and short battles. 1 century earlier. Today I lost 80% of my platoon, and I had no other choice but to eat my horse to survive. LMAO, this guy was named Timothy Lame. Damn, that must have been one of the shittiest leaders in history. Also Timothy Lame casually kills 5% of the world population all by himself. 8. I want this pyramid of skull bigger. Time to behead more peasants. Plan to invade Cuba and regain control. Don't provide enough support for the invasion. You lost and Castro is a national hero. You lost and Castro is a national hero. When someone realizes that paper is easier to carry than gold, and now you are in eternal debt. Human civilizations when it comes to almost every topic throughout history. Humans when it comes to agreeing on that music is awesome. For Christmas I want a dragon. This is Conrad How the Duck. Do you have this top secret number? Sears gave it to me. Everyone has this number. What color do you want your dragon? Red. Me. Fine, I'll have a few drinks, but we are not assaulting the Iranian embassy in London. 16 beers later. Cowboys in fiction. Okay Arthur, let's go kill a gazillion people and then rob a boat to Tahiti. Cowboys in reality. I just move cattle from place to place and don't have enough money to own a gun. Religions over the tiniest details. Religions agreeing that flood myths are cool. Gets plenty of exercise, drinks pure water, breathes pollution-free air, eats free-range organic diet, dead by age 35. The Brits in Brit history books. The Brits in every other history book. History nerds will turn 14 and then base their personality on one of these. You and your friends are on a bear hunt. The tracks are going in the wrong direction. You left those families undefended. You can hear a woman screaming for it to spare her unborn child. Super weapon arms race. Germany, USA, a slightly larger tank, a portable star. Hitler was stupid to invade Russia in winter. My brother in Christ Barbarossa began in June. A Scandinavian person meeting one of their gods. Oh look, it's Frigga. I will aid you in battle and instruct you how to find a good mate if this is what you want. A Greek person meeting one of their gods. Oh look, it's Athena. Point of view. You are in prison and suddenly you're released because you need to save the future King of England. You are the one from my dreams. King Henry IV. European battle. Aftermath. Entire kingdom conquered and royal family overthrown. 3 new religious sects formed and an entire culture is changed forever. Casualties 24 levied peasants dead and Sir John of but duck nowhere upon Tweed twisted his ankle. Chinese battle. Aftermath. Didn't alter the status quo in the slightest and was lost to history for over 1,000 years. Casualties. Both armies of hundreds of thousands almost completely slaughtered and every city in a 100-mile radius is laid waste. Mass graves are still being discovered. The Soviets during World War II. State-sponsored mass rapes of Polish, Ukrainian, Belarusian, Czechoslovakian, Austrian and German women of all ages. Mass executions of non-German civilians in occupied territories. Even the Nazis discovered their mass graves. The Nazis during World War II. State-sponsored genocide of Jewish and Slavic men, women, and children. Wanted to eventually exterminate 60% of Europe. Highest kill count in the European theater. Used Fritz Haber's Institute to create Zyklon B. Soldiers were literally on meth. The Imperial Japanese during World War II murdered the most civilians during World War II. Unit 731. Rape of Nanjing. Mass rapes, mass murders, cannibalism, and torture of Chinese and Asia Pacific civilians. Behavior during the war shocked the Nazis. Bacteriological warfare on Chinese civilians. Nero never killed himself. What? He faked his own death and converted to Judaism. He then moved to Israel and was the father of great rabbis. Talmud, what the duck are you talking about? How can people not care about the Library of Alexandria? Do they not care about all that lost knowledge? How do you like my plane, America? Feel free to cover in fear over. Holy duck. Triple the research budget. More speed. Better guns. The F-15A then went to get a 104/0K/D ratio. Modern boys waking up. I don't want to wake up. Roman men waking up. Thanks Sol Invictus for waking me up. You're welcome, Amicus. Italians in World War II. Italians in New York City. We don't think American audiences are going to understand this, and the movie is too long. We would like to edit this movie to make it more family friendly. No cuts. Medieval hierarchy be like. Peasants. I'm respected by both the nobility and the church for my honest labor of working the land and keeping people fed. Merchants. I have lots of money from moving goods around to sale and offering loans. Why doesn't anyone like me? Zeus, I rule the skies. Poseidon, I rule the seas. Artemis, today I'm running around Greece with a pack of wild lesbians. Medieval European historians. The battle was so catastrophic and bloody, God has truly abandoned us. Army sizes. 1,000 and 1,200. Casualties. 47. Point of view. You've just captured a trench from the BEF. Damn, Brit, you live like this? Commodian, formerly known as Roman. Citizens in the Colosseum watching Emperor Commodus club an amputee to death the 100th time this year. What are you doing in Iceland? Mind your own business. 30,000 kids realizing the sailors giving them passage to the Holy Land are gonna sell them into slavery instead. In 1833, Britain used £20 million, 40% of its national budget, to buy freedom for all slaves in the empire. The amount of money borrowed for the Slavery Abolition Act was so large that it wasn't paid off until 2015, which means that living British citizens helped pay to end the slave trade. Insane to think Charles Darwin and Steve Irwin both owned the same tortoise. 1835. You're the best, Harriet. Love you too, Darwin. 1995. Philippines? We've saved this. It's not much. 201st Fighter Squadron. But please take this for your liberation. 30 pilots. Oh, Mexico. No one can give more than that. The liberation of Luzon. Recognition by General Douglas MacArthur. 30,000 defeated Imperial Japanese soldiers. 1,500 bombs dropped. 1,900 hours of air combat. 96 combat missions. London, 1912. Strike. Okay. Your children will starve then. We will feed your children. Thank you, brother. London, 1936. No Jews on our streets. You can't beat us alone. Alone. Come on, lads. We've got fascists to beat up.